Neil, another one in. Donovan Wilson from Wolves. Just tell us how pleased you are to get that deal over the line and what he's going to bring to the team.
Well, we do need to get another striker in. We wanted to get a striker who had some pace. Obviously, anybody you bring in is a gamble, but I feel he's more of a, he's ready to, to play at this level. All players you bring in who are under 23s are a gamble, but he's been developing well this season. We watched him play a couple of times, spoke to people who I know at Wolves, and they all feel now he's ready to make that step up and he needs to be playing league football. So obviously there was a few teams who were interested in him, so we're really pleased to bring him here.
What's the crack with him in terms of Saturday, and what's going to happen between now and then?
He's going to play 45 minutes for Wolves on Friday because he had an ankle injury previously and he just wanted to make sure that he was okay, and he felt more comfortable to have some game time under his belt before he joined us. So all being well, if he comes through that game tomorrow, then he'd be able to to take his place in the squad for Saturday for us.
With the two additions that you've made this month, and obviously Chris Regis as well, you must be much happier with the options that you've got going forward now.
Yes, I'm happier. We all know that I was unhappy going into last week's game, and we still need to bring in a defender, and I'm sure we'll get one in over the next couple of weeks. But we're looking at players all the time, and I've been out watching games this week, and we're all watching games, and we're actively looking into to try and strengthen before the end of the transfer window.
Is that the only area you're looking at now? Just looking at bringing in a couple of defenders, one defender, or are you looking at all areas still?
No, we're looking to bring in a midfield player as well, and I've got one in mind that I've spoken to. So hopefully, as I say, in the next couple of weeks, we'll have a couple of more players in, which will put us in a healthier position going into the remainder of the season.
Are you, in terms of squad strength, happier with the size of the squad now, given the amount of players that you've been able to get out one way or another this month?
I think it's an ongoing process. You're trying to move players on who are not going to figure in the squad. Also, you're trying to reduce costs. It obviously has an effect on the wage structure when you've got lots of people in the squad and they're not getting used. So I'm trying to reduce the cost, and obviously with somebody like Laurie Wilson going, who had a contract for next season, then it's it's helpful that it frees up some money for the following season as well.
For you and your coaching staff, how much more manageable is the size of the squad now compared to when you first arrived? Is it any better?
We've managed to manage the squad size because we've selected a similar amount of players that have trained with us on a daily basis, and you're not trying to snub the other players, but there's no way we could include everybody in the squad preparing for games. So we've picked the players that we think can do a job, and we've been sort of fairly rigid in that. That's much better number to work with, but you're still trying to give the others. You need to put on sessions, and you need to not just ignore them. But I think it's quite obvious if you're a player, if you're not going to figure in the squad. So ideally, we want to still have a smaller squad, but we've got to make sure that ongoing we get players who are, going to be of a good quality. We can't afford to take too many gambles on untried players. I don't mind having a gamble, but obviously people want to see, and supporters want to see, players that are going to come and go straight in the team, or at least put pressure straight away on the players in the team.
What do you make of your home form at the moment? Because you're looking for your fourth home win in a row when you play Yeovil, and given the fixtures that you've had in that run, that looks to be quite impressive.
To be perfectly honest, I don't. I just know that without going down the same path, I've said from when they first came in that the players need to work hard and they need to put in a shift every game, and if they do that, I feel that they're capable of picking up points. That's what's it's shown in the games. We are capable of winning or losing to anyone. We can't take anyone for granted that we're going to get points. And we don't need to feel inferior to other teams either. We need to make sure that we produce our best consistently, and if we do that, we'll pick up points. But it's going to be a battle over the next few months. Nobody's going to give us any points, and like I say, we're still in a first and foremost a relegation fight, and we've got to make sure that we get enough points to get ourselves safe.
If you're to pull away from that relegation fight, though, one of the keys is surely going to be turning this place into a fortress, which you're certainly putting the building blocks into.
Well, it's obvious that we couldn't continue as we were. It took us a while to win our first game at home, and obviously that pressure builds. And realistically, any clubs normally picks up more points at home than they do away. So you'd have to think if we can pick up points at home, then it puts you under less pressure when you go away. But I'm still, although we haven't picked up points in our last two away games, I still think we should be picking up points on our travels as well. So I wouldn't just say we need to pick up points home and away.
In Yeovil, does it help playing the same side so close together, especially given the fact that they brought players in, or does that not make any difference?
Makes no difference whatsoever. All I know is we're going to be playing a team that's on the up in terms of confidence. I've had 2 good wins in the Cup. Everybody will be desperate to play in the Manchester United game, so they'll get a knock-on effect from that. So you're going to have 11 players desperate to do well, to try and impress, because they'll all want to be playing in that game. So I don't think it certainly made our task more difficult. But like I've said, there's nobody going to give us anything easily, and we're going to have to work hard to get anything.